Good evening.
Good evening.
We are up and running at 6:30 p.m. Let's do roll call to establish quorum. Marshall, do you want to call roll?
Yep.
So you can
Yep.
check
So
off the meeting
Frank
minutes?
Visconti.
Here.
Susan Noy.
Here.
Tom Howard.
Here.
Gene Case.
Here.
Joel Lee.
Here.
Erica Jacobson.
Here.
And I am here as well.
Excellent. Thank you. I will start at the top of our agenda with public comment. So tonight, to receive oral communications from members of the public, members of the public may address the Finance Committee for up to 3 minutes, longer with the permission of the chair. The Finance Committee will not engage in discussion on topics raised during public comment, but may choose to add the topic to a future agenda. This agenda segment will be limited to 15 minutes unless the time is extended at the discretion of the chair. Anyone wishing to engage in public comment can please come up to the microphone.
Jack Rybicki, 37 Larkin Road. I would like to speak about the ARPA funding. I'm going to use this Council of Aging funding as an example. ARPA funding for the Council of Aging was approved for $550,000. By public records request through Tracy, it's been established that $70,000 of that money went for the fit-up, and about $280,000 would go towards the lease. Leaves a balance of $200,000 of extra, and we won't call it over budgeting because we don't like to use that word here. However, it's clearly $200,000 more. My understanding is, and I know we have a consultant hired to decide or give us guidance as to what we can and can't do with the monies. I'm asking, where does the extra money go, the $200,000 that will not be funded, and what would the guidance be in front of that? Why $550,000 was funded to begin with, knowing possibly that $350,000 was going to be Mr. Kelly's number, or that number could have been established and then built to the ARPA dollars backwards. Either way, by accounting purposes, there's $200,000 left on the table. If you guys can confirm that, I'd appreciate it. And secondly, again, I'd like you to know what the final disposition of that monies will be in all its forms. Back into ARPA for general refunding of citizens' interests, or does it go into free cash and get distributed only through your offices, so to speak? If you guys can clarify that, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
I think we'll take the question.
We'll take the question, and we
clarify
will,
that, and-
yep, we can add it to a future agenda if it's in our,
So
purview.
I'm just going to clarify this now. We're talking about the ARPA funds.
Correct.
The ARPA funds that were appropriated for the Council on Aging. And your question is the disposition of the funds, which ones are left over, and what happens to any funds that are left over. Is that correct?
For any ARPA funding, if there's a balance, for any, I'm using the Council of Aging as an example, but clearly this will not, I'm not saying that every single ARPA dollar, unlike for instance, the vehicles that you approved, for the chief, for the fish commissioner, for both chiefs and the fish commissioner, that was a number specified, so you could ARPA fund to the dollar. Clearly, there's a disconnect here with some of the other funding. Again, there's that 200,000 is a wide range that we're just looking at. I appreciate you looking into it.
Yes, we will take the question. I will also point out that the Board of Selectmen is the ones that are actually overviewing the ARPA funds. It does not come through here. Some things may have gone through capital planning, but Board of Selectmen is the dispensation body there for that. And that's, so just to know, those have gone before the Board of Selectmen. They're the ones signing off on those approvals. They don't come through this body.
I would bring it up to capital planning with Marshall, and if it's not going to be pursued here, I offer that up to Marshall now. Should I bring it to your committee, or will it be followed through here?
That,
We'll take.
yeah. We'll answer, we'll see our best of answering the question.
Yep.
Okay,
Take
I'll look for it on the agenda, and I'll
Mhm.
go to capital planning accordingly. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
Here I go. Hi everyone, Justin Lonergan, 38 Larkin Road. I just come tonight because I noticed that the special town meeting, I believe, is on your agenda. And I know, or I got the sense from the last town meeting that FinCom didn't feel that you had been in the loop on my citizen petition. So I'm here tonight in the spirit of transparency and collaboration to answer any and all questions you might have about my latest citizen petition.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay. So, thank you very much. Our first order of business is to review and approve the meeting minutes from June 7th, 2022. Those meeting minutes are attached to our agenda. They have already been posted because that last meeting was a Zoom meeting, so they've been posted on the town website in draft form. I would entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of
Aye.
acceptance?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll just recuse myself from
Yes,
that too,
you,
'cause I wasn't
you weren't here, so
Oh, yeah, who else was?
that's
here?
fine, which actually
Oh,
brings us,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
I actually would like to move an item up in the agenda of new business, just to properly welcome Susan Noyes to our committee. Linda Allen resigned on May 4th, and as per how these things are handled, the select board is in charge of making appointments to this committee. She was appointed, sworn in, and welcome
Thank
to
you.
our board.
Look forward to it.
Thank you. So, a business to take care of that and welcome you before we get too far down the agenda.
Absolutely.
We do not have a town administrator's report. Tracy is on vacation. I have been in contact with her, and there have been no items brought to us for end of year transfers, which is a big reason for us meeting in July. We typically do not meet in July, but we did keep this half-hour meeting on the books, just in case we need it. So there's no reserve fund transfers, there are no end of year transfers that need to be addressed by this committee. In terms of special town meeting, there has been a warrant posted. It was approved by the select board and appropriate with it. There is one agenda item, which is the citizens petition that we have in front of us. And at this point in time, we have it in front of us as we were not called upon to make a recommendation because there are no the article itself is not an appropriation. So it's one that we typically don't weigh in on. So it was not brought to us for any discussion ahead of time, but I wanted to give us, within this board, a chance to talk about it, and also just to remind us that we will also be expected to be at special town meeting on Thursday night. So it's mostly just to ask any questions or discuss the citizens petition at this point in time.
Well, the petition is pretty clear. I think that when we get to the special town meeting, there will be people who will be speaking in favor of this and people who will be speaking against this. And we'll see how the vote goes. But as far as an opinion on behalf of the Finance Committee, I'm not sure that it's appropriate since we don't have any finance attached to this one at this time. When we had the last one, it did have a financial piece from the town, and we did vote on that one to reject that, but it did pass at the annual town meeting.
Exactly, that's our recommendations that we make ahead of town meeting are just that, they're recommendations. They are not passing judgment one way or another. They're based usually on financial implications. But the town, that was moved for a $20,000 expense, and that has now been appropriated, just like anything else that we may have approved or not approved.
Yep.
So
My understanding is we're seeing this at town meeting again because there was something wrong with the previous, as I understand
The
it.
previous was an appropriation measure.
The
It did not,
appropriation,
yes.
but that was the only, but the
Mhm.
language itself had been changed as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was, the former citizens petition was only to
Buy a gate.
buy a gate
Oh.
and
okay,
install.
okay. All right.
For $20,000. So that's what that appropriation has been, the article was moved, the appropriation was approved. However, the fundamental step to discontinue a public way that transverses two towns has legal ramifications, and as much as we'd like to think that it's as easy as buying something and installing it, there are legal, we have to confer with the state laws, federal, anything in the democracy, we have to go forward according to the rules. So that's part of it, is to get back to that step, to put the ducks in a row and make sure that all of the steps are followed to do that. So that is,
That's a subject of that special
of
town
that
meeting.
special town meeting. And there will be discussion and legal counsel.
It's an agenda item, so it would be for discussion, wouldn't it? It's an agenda item, so it's open for discussion from the floor.
No, our board it's open for discussion from us. This is our meeting that is open to the public.
We're not looking to discontinue the road, that's a falsity, so it shouldn't be promoted, the way that article reads, that is what the law is capable of doing.
Jack, we're not here to argue this at that time.
But you can't promote a false premise, Marshall was wrong.
I didn't promote anything.
I didn't say you did, you're sitting on the board
Okay,
that is.
thank you.
But the board is,
The,
that's not the truth.
the language does say to alter the existing way.
Correct. That's not
Advice of
discontinued.
counsel has told us that the proper language referenced in the statute is that we need a vote to discontinue the road. So that is the language to get this moved on down a path to getting the gate installed and achieving your objective, is that there are legal hurdles. We are not the body. We are talking about it as our role in it. And
But town
we said-
council is wrong, read the article, that's mass law, you just read the first sentence, to alter it, it's a false premise to say we need to discontinue the road, it's as simple as that.
Thank you very much for your concern. You may
Appreciate it.
voice it at town meeting, special town meeting, where that will be decided. Our board is working under what we've been instructed, what we have been told is the steps to follow.
No, you read it, I'm good, thank you.
Make a motion, we table this until something that has financial implications involving us comes forward.
Yes, exactly. So we will be there and everyone will be able to speak. The moderator will be there, town council will be there, as well as everyone else involved in that. Entertain a motion to table the item until there's financial implication.
So moved.
Is it even anything that requires us?
I'm just saying, the whole discussion, we just table the whole
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah,
Let
table
something
the
financial
discussion.
come before us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Is that moved and seconded?
Mm-hmm.
All those in favor of tabling the discussion? Aye. In terms of our next agenda item, we have no holdover business as we close the books on 2022. And for us, the next item on our agenda is the setting of our next meeting. We typically do not meet in August because there's typically nothing for us to be,
Yeah, there was
Looking
nothing
at-
closed out for this year, so.
yeah, we usually find out even if there are any items for a fall special town meeting that with financial implications, we typically hear about those in September. That's when we start to see things come due and come through. If we budgeted accordingly and don't have any major things that would be to put on an agenda, we may, that's not, again, not our purview, we just usually get a heads up. So a September date for our committee is the first, let's look at that, we are typically the first Tuesday, which this year would be on Tuesday, September 6th.
Is that?
It's the day after Labor Day.
After Labor Day, yeah.
Monday's the holiday.
Monday is the holiday.
Monday is the 5th. It may be a short meeting, you wanna move it down 1 week? and
If-
I
go
was just gonna
6:30?
wonder whether we
Go
wanted.
to the 13th,
Go to the 13th.
go to the 13th and do it at 6:30.
Yeah,
That way, yeah,
I think that's, yeah, I'm not sure we have anything that.
I mean, we may not, the only thing that we'll have from capital planning would be, we will, before that meeting, have a review of the proposed master, the capital plan.
okay.
And so
We'll have that in hand prior to that meeting.
we have it now, we're just reviewing it. And so we'll get together and go over that from capital planning and then bring it to this group.
That's fine.
Will we have the end of fiscal year reports by then from June?
From
It's
June.
Closed out?
Susan, you know, I think we should, right?
Maybe unofficial.
We'll
Yeah,
have, we
unofficial,
won't have
right, 'cause
certified.
they won't be certified,
Yeah.
right? We'll have a sense of
Mhm.
potentially what, yeah,
What it looked like.
That's.
some free cash idea, although it's always something to find.
That's the,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be what we would expect. And also going to week of the 13th, going to Tuesday the 13th at 6:30 PM would give us time for any end of year.
Do the selectmen meet that same night?
I'm not sure, that's why we'll put 6:30
Okay.
and
good.
see. So we get this room,
Because
so we
I-
have the audio visual.
Otherwise, we're in the hall.
Right. The, yes, the DCC should not have any, we do not have any meetings scheduled during the summer right now.
Then we ever, I mean, we have this beautiful new police station with lots of room, conference rooms.
It is very nice.
I mean, maybe we ought to think about occasionally using the space over there.
Yeah,
I wonder if
video
it's
with
set up for,
it. Yeah, audio video with it.
that's the audio video, that's the part I don't know if
Oh,
we have
they
over
should,
there.
I would think.
I don't think about audio videos.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, then we don't have to drive all the way over.
I love
One,
coming
two,
over to
three.
Byfield.
Yeah, it's an easy drive, actually. But I don't know, just if there's a conflict, why not? I mean,
Right, if,
we
yeah,
used to use
that's,
the library
use the
when
library.
when the old town hall was busy, or we used the library, so. And
I'm happy to check with them if you want. I don't know what's the, I
Yeah.
can't remember what's on the first floor. I don't imagine they'd
It's
want you
this,
on their second or third, but.
it's, it would be on the first floor is, dispatch and a break room, and in the back is where the Sally Port comes
Yeah,
in,
exactly.
and there's, and the second floor is the conference room that
Yeah.
also has the command center, that's the room that can be quickly, used as a base for operation for FEMA or other.
Last time I was there, it was only in a cell, so I don't
Yeah.
really.
And you were
Fair
intoxicated.
enough, Gene.
That was easy recollection.
It was a tour.
Late night.
Okay.
So, so I think we will set our next meeting as Tuesday the 13th
At 6:30.
at 6:30 PM here. And we'll see what else is before us at that point in time.
And it wasn't necessary for us to schedule a meeting for Thursday, because there's nothing for us.
We have it
Official.
just because of the ruling earlier about all of us being
okay.
in attendance at a meeting, so we have one scheduled for,
Okay.
we have one posted,
Yeah. you did
just
post
for
it.
that. I did post it yesterday. So-
Thursdays at the elementary school.
Thursdays at the elementary school in the gymnasium,
Gym.
and that is
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yep.
7
The level
o'clock?
will certainly not be as cool and comfortable as this room.
No,
Oh,
So
no.
dress appropriately.
Yes.
the auditorium is
Let's
air
hope
conditioned,
it's
isn't it?
not.
I don't think so. It's always, every time I've been there in summer, it's hot in
I'm
there.
trying to remember.
Or maybe it is, but they'll never turn on anytime.
Just loud fans in the
Yes.
gym.
Yeah.
Loud
Exactly.
fans in the gym, yep.
Make a motion. Adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good to go.